Hello, my name's Dan. On April 27th, 2011, my life changed quite drastically because after that date, I started to get more and more nervous and then started to be afraid for my life. I got involved with Obama's birth certificate on that date. There was a lot done by a previous group called Birthers about his birth certificate, the one that he released, and everybody was asking why doesn't he release his real one. Jerome Corsi had written a book that was going to come out the week following this announcement by Barack Obama that he gave at the White House, and I noticed online that there was an announcement about this. He took over the press conference and announced suddenly that he was releasing his long form birth certificate online. So I went online and downloaded that document in order to look at it because I'm a graphics professional and I thought this will be fun. I'm going to take a look and see if this is authentic or not. And I opened it up and I immediately saw anomalies. They were extremely obvious. Halos around the text, which any graphics person will tell you is usually an indication that the text was grabbed from one source and put on another background. So looking at that, I was certainly the flags went up. And this was the first day of this release. This document that the White House put up supposedly is a copy of his original long form birth certificate. But there's a lot of lawyerese going on. Now I'll cut to the meat and potatoes because later I'm going to show you the video that I put out that same day showing that the background and foregrounds were from different documents, which is why I got in trouble so quickly and got scared. And the next video that I'll show you after that is what other people noticed, but I'm going to show you what I've noticed that's the smoking gun that proves that the document is fraud and manipulated and changed at the White House by hand. Both of these videos I'll show you at the end of this, but I just want to give you the short version as best I can here. So remember, I'm ad-libbing. All right, so here's the way the official process supposedly happened. This is the way everybody was told it happened. Barack Obama requested from the state of Hawaii his long form birth certificate, sent a lawyer over to Hawaii, and the head of the health department over there, Loretta Fuddy, gave the lawyer 2 copies that she said were copies of the original to the lawyer to take back to the White House. The document, as I will show, was manipulated at the White House. So the document that went up online would have been different than the document that Loretta Fuddy knew she made copies of in the state of Hawaii. Loretta Fuddy is dead, and the circumstances around her death are more than suspect. There was a plane crash. This is the plane crash scenario. She died in a plane crash, right? Well, here's what happened. There's a plane going over the water in Hawaii. Suddenly the engine goes out of an almost brand new plane, and they have to make a soft water landing. The pilot is experienced with gliders and knows how to make soft water landings. There was a video made of this from somebody was on the plane with audio. Nobody was upset. Nobody was screaming. The thing soft landed in the water. People got their life jackets on. They all got out into the warm Hawaiian water, and everything was fine. Nobody was upset. Nobody had a scratch. Loretta Fuddy suddenly dies in the water. So there's absolute proof that I will show you that the White House, what the White House put online, was not what was given to the White House lawyer from Hawaii. And the person that wrote those letters and gave that material is dead. So that person wouldn't be able to testify. Now I'm nervous, and I'm thinking, one thing that I didn't mention is after I put this thing online, and you'll see that video, a whole team of people were on me like white on rice. I couldn't believe this, but the whole group of people were calling me all sorts of names, racist, birther, which implies racist. And I'm just a graphics guy, and I'm going, what the heck? Who are these people? and they were coming in with force every day with information under my video to confuse and obfuscate, and they were doing a dang good job of it. And my video, as you'll see, stands on its own, holds water all by itself. So I decided to take those comments finally off. And as I did that, YouTube suddenly didn't allow any more hits. And I looked in the search engine in YouTube for not signing into my account. And sure enough, with the normal search terms, my video was unfindable. In other words, the search got exhausted with the major search terms, and my video wasn't found. So it's got about 10 or 11,000 hits, but all of that dried up very, very quickly. It started out to go viral, and then boom, just died. So, you know, I knew there was some manipulation. Remember, I'm challenging the most powerful person in the known universe, the President of the United States, that could with something that could bring him down. So I knew that this was damn serious and that I better watch out for my life. So anyway, I talked to Mike Zullo about Loretta Fuddy a little bit, and 1 week later, after I talked to Mike Zullo, Loretta Fuddy is dead under very suspicious circumstances. So I knew, you know, this was extremely serious, and I was very scared. And I've been scared all the way up to this. That team that was commenting under my video, they're still in existence. They never left. These people are professionals. They can speak lawyerese, they can play troll, they can do all sorts of things, and there's a team of them. And they're around combing and scanning social media to make sure that there's no traction to the birth certificate being a fraud. Okay, so now I'm going to give you the 3 videos that I added to the end of this. The first video you're going to see is the video that I did the very day that Barack Obama turned out the birth certificate that I put up online that you can't find, so I'm adding it here because it's hard to find. And this video shows you, even to the layperson, that the text in the foreground and the background are from different sources, which implies to anybody that anybody could cut and paste whatever they wanted and put it over that background. It would be trivial for any novice graphics person to put that thing together, and it doesn't constitute proof of where he was born or anything like that. The second video is Loretta Fuddy's letter that I'll read aloud. And the third video you're going to see is the smoking gun that proves that Barack Obama and the White House manipulated this document at their end. For whatever reason, they didn't just take the scans or the copies that was given to them by Loretta Fuddy in the Health Department of Hawaii, just scan it and put it online. They did something to it. Why? Why did they have to do something by hand to that document? There's no motivation for that, and I'm proving in this third video that was done. So this is fraud, people. This is real fraud. And if this ever got before a jury trial, during this whole period of time from 2011 to today, this thing as evidence, this would have been proven as fraud very, very quickly by experts. But it never did. The team was out there to make sure this never got in front of a jury trial, and they succeeded. So I'll show you those now. And thank you very much. Bye. Good morning. This is the upper left-hand corner of Barack Obama's birth certificate. The birth certificate Barack Obama just claimed in a speech this morning that is his authentic birth certificate. And yet you can see the white around the letters, that this was definitely copied from somewhere else, pasted on this green background, because you can see these lines go straight across this green background line here. This green line right here goes straight across. You can see them right here. They're absolute parallel. And yet, state of Hawaii is curving. Okay, this is a cute little rendition of something, but it's definitely not a photograph of anything. This is cut and pasted. Okay, if it's cut and pasted, is it the original birth certificate? Absolutely not. Could this text be from the original birth certificate? Possibly, but what's going on here? Who knows what's going on here? Some of this stuff is anti-aliased, some of it's bitmapped. Here's an X that's anti-aliased. How could that possibly be on the green? There's some lines on the green, and yet the green seems to be computer generated from some other picture. I don't get this. But this is definitely not his birth certificate. Absolutely no question this is not his birth certificate. Thank you very much. Bye. Dear President Obama, I have reviewed your request for 2 certified copies of your original certificate of live birth. As the Director of Health for the state of Hawaii, I have the legal authority to approve the process by which copies of such records are made. Through that authority, in recognition of your status as President of the United States, I am making an exception to the current departmental policy, which is to issue a computer-generated certified copy. We hope that issuing you these copies of your original certificate of live birth will end the numerous inquiries received by the Hawaii Department of Health to produce this document. Such inquiries have been disruptive to staff operations and have strained state resources. Enclosed, please find 2 certified copies of your original certificate of live birth. I have witnessed the copying of the certificate and attest to the authenticity of these copies. A receipt for the payment of these documents is attached to your files. Please let us know if we can be of further assistance. Sincerely, Loretta J. Fuddy, Director of Health. Okay, we're going to show you the layers in this document and the smoking gun layer. We're going to open up the birth certificate long form .pdf that came from the White House. We're going to open it up in Illustrator, which is the program that will allow you to see the layers. And we're going to show you all those layers right now. Here are all the different layers. I'll turn off the green background layer. I'll turn off a couple of other layers here. And this is the thing. Now, the one in question I'm going to turn on and off here. You can't even see what's going on in here, but I'm going to show you this layer because this is the smoking gun layer. So we're going to zoom in on a certain area of this document right here. In fact, let me show you one thing. This blue area right in here, this is the area, this is the layer that I'm going to show you, this one right around here. Okay, all right, so let's come out. Let's zoom in on that area. Zooming in, zooming in, zooming in more, zooming in more. Okay. Now, this is the copy that they sent to us with all the layers turned on. So whenever anybody views it, it looks like this. But let's turn off that layer. You notice it's subtle, but do you notice something that's going on in there? This is the version that we got, and then this is the layer turned off. You see how muddied this looks? Somebody corrected this to make it look more like the pattern elsewhere. Now, no machine scanner would add a layer of correction. That is the whole point. See the smoking gun? There's an added layer of correction to whatever that original background looked like. There's no way a scanner does its own correcting and adds a layer of correction to whatever it scanned. So there it is. This shows that this was manipulated. This is conclusive proof that this document was manipulated by hand at the White House.